Welcome to episode 10 of the Chaotic Neutral Podcast. Today we've got Clay. You can find him at on Twitter at BitchRespecter.
Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much just did it for him, but yeah.
Yeah, but check out my podcast if you like terrible people.
It's weird. I'm probably the most tech literate person that you know. I'll know some tech shit, but as soon as I have to get into the fine details, I'm useless.
That's true. What did I miss, by the way? Because I couldn't hear anything for that last 3 minutes.
We talked about the original bit list and some podcast ideas that we had. He worked at a radio station.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, in college I worked in a radio station.
That rules.
I did a lot of stupid shit there. I fucking hated it. I actually wanted to die, but
Okay, never mind then. That doesn't rule.
But it was cool. I learned a lot of stuff. The only reason I can do any audio stuff is because I worked there. So,
I get that. For sure.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
The high school that I went to, we had a radio station that you could work at as a student. We had a radio class that you could take, or a broadcasting class. And it basically just told you all the basics about speak into the microphone, enunciate, make sure your levels are good, all that shit. But if you majored in that, if that was what you wanted to do, then you would actually get to run the radio station and play music and do interviews and stuff, which was pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet.
But I ended up doing fucking graphic design and photography. Those are my two things that I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty
nice
sweet.
to make thumbnails.
I just didn't go to college for anything. So
I was thinking about going to college. We talked about that.
you talk about it once a month.
I was
I want to do
college.
something.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay at a retail store for the rest of my goddamn life.
That's fair.
Feel that. That's why I decided to quit my job and have no job.
Become
Living the
ungovernable.
Yeah.
I've become ungovernable.
There
You have my dream job, which is not having a job.
I don't make any money though, so whenever I want to do stuff, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Has its ups, has its downs.
Yeah. One day when I'm self-sustaining enough where someone will give me $1 million.
One day the Patreon will pop off, dude.
One day we'll see. I think it'd be really cool. There's all these different ways to try and monetize yourself on Twitter, and I'm scared to do any of them. Because, first of all, I don't want to look like a loser, Second of all, I get suspended,
Yeah, I was just about to say, you have a history of suspension, so it's probably not the best idea. As soon as you start monetizing and people see it, they're going to be like, hey, isn't that Harold? Isn't that Gay Sex 420?
Yeah, and I don't need to lose my livelihood over being a liar online.
Definitely not. I mean, you guys also do
You could
Twitch every so
monetize
often.
gaslighting.
True.
That
Good.
could be your thing. You could just get a Patreon and be like, you
I'm
can
not him.
Get
I'm
monthly tweets.
I'm not that guy. It's just not me. I don't know who you're talking about.
That'd be fun to do a Patreon and be like, all right, you get access to all my random thoughts during the day that I don't post on Twitter. And most of them are going to be just as bad as anything else.
If
I
not
post.
worse. If not, definitely worse.
Yeah. I was laughing really hard this morning while I was in the shower because when I get drunk, when I get really drunk and I was start freaking out, I'll go take a shower because it'll calm me down. And sometimes I'll fall asleep in the shower if I'm too drunk. And then I'll
Yes.
wake up in the shower. And I tweeted this today, but I genuinely have been thinking about this all day now, where it's just you waking up in the shower, still drunk from the night before. And you're just oh, it feels like you're exiting the Matrix. It's exactly what it feels like. And now it's all I can think about.
I mean, yeah, that's probably the best description for it.
Someone splice in the scene of Neo taking the red pill,
Yeah.
and then you clumsily getting out of the shower, butt fucking naked.
It's taking the red pill and it's drinking a Yingling.
You take the blue pill, you get back to your normal life, and you forget this ever happened. You take the red pill.
You wake up sober. You didn't get drunk the night before.
Yeah, you don't have a headache and you're not
You
fucked
didn't-
up in the shower.
You take the red pill, and you're coming down from a nos and vodka.
You didn't black out, and you actually remember what you did last night.
Damn, the blue
Have you
pill
ever
sounds
blacked out?
Terrible. Me?
Yeah, have you ever blacked out from drinking?
Oh, all the time.
I just thought of a really stupid thought where it's like a George Lucas remaster of The Matrix, but the only thing they don't change the CGI. The only thing they change is they make Morpheus white. People would be so upset.
Oh yeah, you had that picture you posted of you in those sunglasses and it's like white
Yeah.
Morpheus. Yeah,
Dude, I love those sunglasses, man. I love
oh,
white
those
Morpheus.
rule.
White Morpheus. I feel bad. So someone sent I used to like post pictures of me in those sunglasses, and then somebody one time sent me a picture of a 7-Eleven name tag that said
Yeah.
White Morpheus. But now there's a guy that I follow on Twitter who's like incredibly funny, whose like display name is White Morpheus, and I don't want to just be like, yeah, I'm the White Morpheus, because then I feel like I'm biting him, and so like I don't
Right.
want to do that.
It's such a funny bit, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
You guys seen the new Matrix?
I have not.
No. I actually,
I've
you know
not
what?
even heard anything about it.
This is going to be sacrilege. Haven't seen any of the Matrixes, and I really, honestly, don't really care to see them. Like, I
First one's good.
like Keanu Reeves is a great actor, and I love Keanu Reeves. Don't really care to see anything that he's been in past like Constantine. I don't know.
He's I
Aw.
mean, they're kind of a product of their time, but also some of like my favorite movies, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, we got Bart Cam. Let's go.
Yeah, he gets so fucking goofy when I'm like on the computer a lot.
Nice.
He'll be
So
like,
does my
I have
cat.
to come see you.
My cat's just an asshole.
Like all three of our cats are just like, hey, motherfucker, like pay attention to me. Well, I think
That's
all
what a
cats do
cat
most part.
does.
Yeah, it's literally just what
Yeah.
a cat does.
Yeah.
My girlfriend actually, it's funny because I was telling her like, hey, yeah, we're having a guest on, and she was kind of like, all right, whatever, because she doesn't listen to the podcast, she doesn't really care.
Yeah.
But and I was just
Thank
like, yeah, no,
God.
it's this guy. It's yeah, thank fucking God. But she I forget what I said, but I was like, yeah, we're having this guy on the podcast. He's like got a decent following, like he's got a pretty big following on Twitter, and it's our first like real guest. And she was like, okay. And then last night I was like, oh yeah, by the way, that's Bart's owner, because she loves Bart. I showed her a couple
Oh,
pictures
really?
of Bart. Yeah, I showed her some of your pictures you posted, and she's like, holy fuck, that literally is just our cat, but a little bit fatter. And,
Hell yeah.
yeah, and
My
I was
mom
like, yeah.
keeps calling him fat, and she gets mad at me when I say he's fine.
See, that it's the opposite. Like, I'm the one who calls my cat fat, and my girlfriend's like, "Stop!" And I'm like, "No, she's a fat bitch. Like, come on, you can't. Don't lie to her. Like, she's right there.
Don't lie to her.
Yeah.
Don't lie to her. She's right there. She can hear you.
Exactly. She's gonna hate you now. But yeah. So I was just
I'm
like,
just watching this cat. I
Yeah,
can hear her.
he's really needy when it's like the most inopportune time.
I have a really independent cat.
yeah, mine is too. But I mean, she can be really clingy though. It really depends on what time of day it is.
Like whenever I'm doing a podcast, he wants to come hang out, or like whenever I'm like doing something, he wants to hang out. As soon as I'm like not doing shit, he's like, "Oh, I'm too good for you."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's
Fucking
because
exactly.
do you think like a cat thinks, because like this is like so much of like the modern world is just people sitting at a computer. Do you think a cat thinks that this thing is like an entity and it's taking time away from itself?
You're
like-
maybe.
Like a cat's like, why are you hanging out with this thing? You could be hanging out with me.
Yeah, they're just jealous.
That
Yeah,
sounds like my girlfriend.
that's why they lay on keyboards and shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of the cat who has like its own cardboard keyboard or like cardboard
Yeah.
like
Laptop. Yeah.
laptop? Yeah, and it fucking sits and looks at it too.
That's
I've seen
adorable.
It's so cute.
I gotta get like a box or something for my desk. I gotta get a bigger desk, and then I gotta get a box for my desk because my cat likes to lay over my mouse pad.
I
for
forget.
watching
Isn't
moments.
Isn't your desk literally just one of those like white plastic folding tables?
It's not a it's not a folding table. It's pretty thick. It was Nick's table,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
the ghost guest, the cursed
Our-
guest.
Our unnamed,
Our
never to be
unknown.
seen guest. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a new desk because my grandma like doesn't need one anymore. So I guess I got a used desk. and I was like really excited about it. But then I tried to move it alone, and I was like couldn't move it by myself, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I don't have a new desk.
Is
How
it one of
big
those
is it?
nice like bureau desks, like those fucking like with the fucking cabinet or not cabinets, but like the drawers and shit?
Yep. Yeah.
Nice. Those
It's
are
like
sick.
a really nice desk.
Dude.
I
You
remember.
oh,
Okay.
man, sorry, it was just that my home computer, like the first home computers you guys ever had. You remember like the ones? I think my first computer was like this white, tower.
Yeah.
And it was like inside
Yeah.
of a
Yep.
slot in the desk, which is like so
Yeah.
bad for the computer. But that's just how it was, and you never thought about it.
Oh yeah.
No. Not at all. I remember I used to when I first moved to Chicago. The first job I got was working at Macy's, and I remember after like 4 or 5 months of doing that, they moved me to being like cleanup crew because I was doing e-commerce, like online orders and shit, and like shipping stuff out, boxing it up, and whatever. But eventually they were like, yeah, we can't justify keeping as many people on now that the holidays are over, so you're gonna either we're gonna let you go, or you can do the like COVID cleanup and just walk around wiping down surfaces and shit. And I was like,
That
fuck
has
it.
to be criminal.
Yeah, probably. But I was just like, I mean, I need a job still. Like I've tried to find another job and I simply cannot. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah.
I used to spend like the top floor of the Macy's that I worked at was all the furniture and like the big ass rugs and shit and the beds and whatnot. And I would just spend most of my shift up there looking at desks. Like, I don't know. I shit you not, they had those exact like bureau style desks, like the full ones with like the cabinets up top and like the glass like windowed cabinets and shit. And I was like, dude, if only I could afford these like $8,000 desks, I would be fucking
I always wanted
set.
something minimal.
Yeah, like I do too. Like like my desk is just a shitty IKEA desk. It's just a slab of like fucking not particle board, but like the not real wood that they use,
Yeah.
and like just 4 legs. And then I just have like I drilled holes in it like a month ago, so I could route my cables and shit because it was getting really fucking annoying. Like
You're
I
like
would
a
just
rat
have them-
person. You're just always like
yeah.
drilling shit and
Yeah.
I don't
Actually,
know how
it's
else
funny.
to describe you.
Last night I was drilling holes in my wall so I could mount my power strip on it so I wouldn't accidentally flip the switch while I'm playing a game with my foot because it was literally right in the center underneath my desk where my feet go. So I was like, yeah, I need to
Jeez.
move that shit.
Yeah. My desk in college was like just a slab of wood on like 2 like fucking things. And it would
Oh, like
just like
file
sit
cabinets?
there. No, not even file cabinets. Just like 2 like wooden stands that like were
Oh.
like 2 little shelves. But like it was such a shitty desk as far as like usability that it just ended up being a table.
I get that.
I mean, I
Totally
just
get
use
that.
mine as I eat at mine.
When I was living at Nicole's back home. Oh hell yeah, he's getting it. When I was living at Nicole's back home,
just throw the cat.
hey, get the fuck out.
I,
had to live.
I like set him down, but yeah, he was just like biting me at this point. He gets
Hang
a
on,
little
guys.
irritable
My
sometimes.
cat's getting a little irritable.
I gotta fucking call me Alinity the way I'm throwing my fucking cat around.
She's so mean to her cat.
She
I
gave her
know.
cat like alcohol one time, right? Doesn't that kill cats?
Yeah, that's like
Something like
fucked
that.
up.
It's very.
I just had to like I had to like throw him past a guitar. That was like I threw him onto my bed. Like he's totally fine, but I had to make sure he didn't land on my guitar.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would
but
hurt
yeah,
him.
when I was living at Nicole's in Portland, I remember having like when I first moved in, there was already a desk, and it was cool because the guy that lived there was he made music, so like he had a desk that was for producers. Like it had like an elevated platform where you can put like your monitor and like your speakers and shit, and then
Yeah.
it had like spaces with like rail mounts, so you could slot in like actual equipment and shit. So I used that for like the first 2 years I think I lived there. And then I got this desk, but I didn't want to stop using the other one because I knew I was like, I'm not going to live here forever. Like eventually I'm going to move out and I'm going to not be able to take this desk because it's not mine.
Yeah.
So I got the desk. Like I got the new one from IKEA and I didn't set it up for probably 6 months. Like it was just sitting there like wrapped up just in the corner. And then one day I put it together and like set it up in the opposite side of my room. And I just used it for a table until eventually I decided to make the switch officially.
I'm such a dickhead. Anytime I buy like any IKEA anything, it stays unassembled for like 3 months, and I'll like assemble one part a week, and I'll just be like, "Oh, it's too much work," and then I'll just sit back down.
I get that.
I had no place to put my laundry for the first like 3 months I was upstairs, and I would like step over a bunch of laid out IKEA stuff for weeks. It's like I should have just put it together.
I love doing stuff like that because they're like puzzles to me.
Mhm.
So like I love putting them together and being like, oh, I fucking did it. This is my fucking thing. But
Hell yeah.
I get so frustrated with IKEA stuff because they add extra little pieces just in case you like lose them or whatever. But then there's also like random pieces in there that aren't like necessary.
Yeah. I
Don't
get
know
that.
why. But yeah, there'll be like a thing where it's like, oh, I have to build a drawer and then put the drawer on the track, and then I can't get the drawer on the track, and I'll just be like swearing up a storm trying to figure it out.
Hell yeah. That's
It's
I mean,
like
that's
a
kind of
Swedish alien language. And you just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
why is there a circle above the A? That's not real. Like this doesn't exist.
What the fuck
Get a
does this
real
mean?
language.
Yeah.
What
So
does
yeah.
this mean?
Yeah. Well, the numbers, Mason. What So yeah, oh yeah, how is your bed? I remember hearing you got a new mattress, right?
Oh yeah, that's right, dude. Yeah, I forget about a lot of stuff that happens in my life. Yeah, my grandma moved out of her place. She moved into a new place, so I got a new couch. I've been sleeping on my couch for like a couple months now, just because anytime I go and lay in my bed, I can't fall asleep. So I've been sleeping on
Yeah.
my couch. Well,
Nice.
I got my grandma's couch, and it's a pull-out couch. So now I have a mattress. I started sleeping on that mattress, and I started sleeping pretty well, but the mattress was too thin. So like I had like a
Oh.
bar like in my back that would like
Yeah.
cut circulation off to my legs. And so
Oh,
I'd like
shit.
wake up and not be able to walk.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah.
And so I bought a new mattress, and it's just like a big green slab of foam that I put on top of the other mattress. And
Nice.
it's honestly, it's okay. The only problem I have is I can't keep my sheets on it. Like I put my sheets on both of the mattresses every single morning, and then I lay in it, and by the time I wake up, I'm like underneath the sheets.
Cocoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they just slide off the top and like wrap up around me.
I feel
That's
that.
the only complaint, though. Other than that, it's pretty nice. It's got like bumps, so I can like
Mm.
keep my like weed pen like stuck in one
Nice.
spot. It doesn't like roll away.
You know,
Let's
it's
go.
bullshit. I feel like they should have figured out fitted sheets by now. Like,
You'd
why don't we
think.
have this technology to just like have a fitted sheet that just stays on the fucking mattress?
You'd think that we would have that,
Yeah.
but they didn't. Maybe it's because I'm fat. Like maybe like that might just be the issue. Is I weigh so much and lay in the middle of the bed that the sheets are like gripping for dear life, and then they're like, "We're done."
It's like
It's possible.
the Captain America holding the helicopter.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like just the fingertips, like, and then they finally have to let go at some point.
Yeah.
Honestly, that might be it.
Who knows? I guess. I mean, maybe because since I got this is a weighted blanket, but since I've gotten this, I have noticed that if I have it not spread out like this, like if I have it in one area, my mattress noticeably like dips. I wonder if I'm like fucking up my mattress by just like keeping it there all day.
You're gonna have to flip it way more often now.
I forgot about
My
flipping
mattress?
mattresses. Yeah,
I've
you're
never
supposed to.
flipped this mattress.
I mean,
Is
it
it a
depends on the
pillow
mattress
top?
type.
yeah. If it's like a pillow top, you don't have to flip it. But if it's like the regular,
regular.
kind,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember back a couple years ago, my girlfriend had like a bed bug scare, or not a scare. Like she actually had bed bugs. Like her and her brother both like got bed bugs in their separate rooms somehow, and she can be very like neurotic about shit like that. So she
Oh,
told
yeah.
me, she's like, you need to like check for bed bugs, and I'm like, are you fucking
I
real?
mean, they
Like,
spread
they do, but
pretty
like
bad.
I don't know. I was just like, I think that's taking it a little far. So I checked,
How do you even
and I don't
check for bed bugs.
No, I did. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, no, fuck you. Like I don't. I
No,
don't
like
have
how
bed
do you
bugs.
do it?
Oh,
you
you
have
look
to check like in the creases.
Yeah, you like literally. So you just take the like top sheet off, and then you use your fucking eyes, you idiot, dumbass. no,
You literally
like
have to like look. Yeah.
yeah, you do have to like get really close up and check. But
In my mind, they're like tardigrades. Like you can't see them or something.
right,
I thought they were like germs.
No, they like
They're
hide.
bacteria.
You
Yeah, but they're-
you can see them, but they like hide in the creases of your mattress,
Yeah,
and so you have to like coax them out. And then when they start crawling, you're like, oh fuck.
yeah, basically. But yeah, I checked and I didn't have them, and she kept like even after spraying her bed and everything, like they came back for some reason or some shit. So she was like, "No, definitely it's you," and I'm like, "There's no fucking way. There's literally no. I've checked. Now I've checked twice, and there's nothing. Like I can guarantee you, there's nothing." And eventually, it got to the point where she was like, "Yeah, I'm getting you a mattress cover, and like bed bug spray. Like I'm gonna buy it for you." And I was like, "Okay,
Wow.
like I'm not gonna use it. Like all right." And then eventually, like of course, she was like, "No, put it on your fucking bed." So I did. And now we just like once we moved here, I told her like we're not taking your bed. Your bed fucking sucks. We're taking my bed. So we brought my bed, and it still has that mattress cover on it. So and it's like nylon or some shit. And so
Nice.
it is nice. It also protects from piss getting on your mattress. Just a fun fact. But
You
For no
don't got to
particular
tell
reason.
me about piss on the mattress, man. I get that.
you're the one. You've blacked out more times than you can count. So yeah, I think you.
I don't actually pee when I drink, honestly. Like that's like
That's good.
You just save it up.
yeah. I pee when I drink, but not like when I black out and pass out in bed. I don't pee the bed.
Right. Well, that's good. I mean, that's
ever, like-
that's a point of pride. I'm not gonna lie.
You ever like wake up, or if it's like early in the morning and you're still like kind of half asleep and you're peeing, and the thought runs through your brain, God, I hope I'm not pissing my bed right now.
Hope not.
Like
dream.
I
Yeah.
hope I'm not dreaming this piss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you ever
So-
had a dream where you're pissing, and then it's like
Yeah.
but you don't feel it, and then you feel it. Has that ever happened to you? Like you're pissing in your
had
dream, and you're like, this doesn't feel right. Like it doesn't actually feel like I'm pissing, and then the sensation actually hits you, and you're like, oh, fuck! Like I'm actually
I pissed
pissing myself right now.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I've had a couple piss my bed scares because weirdly enough, like at once every 3 months, I have a dream where I piss, and every time it feels like very convincingly like I'm pissing. And then I wake up and like I'm just like groggy, and then I'm like, oh shit, I remembered that I just had a dream where I'm pissing. And I have to check myself real quick to make sure that I didn't piss
Yeah.
my bed.
I get
So
that.
far, so good. It's like I'm fine, but I do wake up with like a full bladder and I have to go to the bathroom.
I definitely like I used to sweat a lot when I slept. I don't know why, but I sweat. I don't sweat as much because I think I have a cooling mattress, but I usually sweat a lot. So I'll wake up just like drenched in sweat, and I'm just like,
That's
oh my
fucking
god, did I
awful.
fucking pee all over myself?
Dude, I was just
Which-
about to say, yeah, I had
I
that
never
exact
sweat.
thing happen to me.
Which
I
is
had that
great.
happen to me a couple years ago. I literally, woke up in a pool of my own sweat, and I was like,
That's
"There's
fucking
no way I
terrible.
pissed on my chest. Like I was fully clothed. Like there's no way."
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so bad.
Can you imagine waking up and what if Shelby like rolled over, your girlfriend Shelby rolled over, and she's like she just watched you, and you're just like a perfect arc of piss coming right back down on top of you, just dead asleep pissing on your face.
I would hope she wouldn't wake me up, but she'd take a picture. I would really hope because I need
kind of
proof.
beautiful.
I need proof. Yeah, no, I need to see because that's like poetry in motion. Like I need to
I
see
never
that.
dreamed my life would be just pissing right on your face.
I did
God
pee the
damn.
bed until like 6th grade though.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
was a problem I had. It was
honestly
very
though,
bad.
Seems like a
Like-
common issue.
yeah, like I don't know. I feel like that's. I'm not gonna say that's normal, but that's definitely like not something to be like, you know,
Yeah.
like ashamed of.
Super ashamed of.
Well,
it's
it's like one of those
who gives
things
a
where I
fuck?
was potty trained. Like I knew how to go to the bathroom. It was just
I'm in
like
sixth grade. I
wouldn't wake
know
up.
how to go to the bathroom, mom.
I
it
don't
was
think
like-
anyone that pisses their bed that is like functional as a human does it on purpose. Like,
Right.
of course, like all of them are potty trained. It's some other core issue.
I think what it was, I think why I stopped was because I got like addicted to watching like YouTube videos on my iPod when I was like a kid. Like,
Oh, yeah.
so like I just like wouldn't sleep and just would
get
be able
that.
to go to the bathroom
Dude,
right before going
Yeah,
to bed.
the invention of the phone ruined me. I swear to God. I looked at so much YouTube and terrible shit on my phone.
Oh yeah.
You used to
I've
watch-
always been like such an asshole when it comes to like going to sleep though. Because before I had a phone when I was really young, I convinced my parents I was afraid of the dark, which I'm not, and I never really was. But I convinced them that I was so that I could get a nightlight so that I could read while I was supposed to be sleeping. And I was like 6 and 7, and I would like
Fucking nerd.
I would there's a church pretty close to my house, and it used to, not anymore, but it used to chime for the hour, and I would count the chimes to know when I should actually be going to bed when it gets like super super late.
I heard 5 chimes. It's time to go to bed.
It's yeah. I was
Like
such an
I wake up
asshole.
in
Like I
2
was sleep
hours.
depriving myself even before puberty. It was bullshit. I don't know why I did it to myself.
I used to play like the Transformers game I had on my Nintendo DS for a long time.
Hell yeah.
I'd do that before bed. There was a point in my life when I was like God, I was like in elementary school. I'd be like laying in my bed. It'd be like 9 p.m. and I'd be like staring at my ceiling, just like creating like songs, like orchestral songs in my head, and I'd be
Fuck
like,
yeah.
"Oh, that one was really cool. All right, let's do another one."
Yeah,
And
that's
I'd, like-
slap, dude. Hell yeah.
I would like do that, and then I'd like check the clock and just see how long I made it.
I can't, I can't deny that there wasn't a point in my past where like I would do like the same thing, but like when Skrillex was big, like dubstep in my brain or something.
Oh hell yeah!
In your mind, you're like, wub, 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 wub.
Yeah, I'm just like, wouldn't it be sick if a song went like?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to do that shit. I mean, yeah, it was like cool. It was like fun. But I'd like stay up for hours just coming up with shit in my own brain that no one else will ever hear or like know about.
Yeah,
That rocks though. Like I'm. It's so weird because like I make music now. Like I've been making music actively for probably like 6 years now. Never did that once. Like as far as I know,
you've
I
never,
never-
like made music in your brain.
no. I mean, maybe
If
like
you've-
I would like I would hear music that didn't have words, and I would like make up shit in my head. You know, like
Yeah, I could. If
but
I
would
listen
never,
to
like,
a
write
genre
song
of
in my
music,
head.
if I listen to like a genre of music or a certain artist long enough, you can reasonably like make a song in that genre or like by that artist without like lyrics. It's just a bunch of like, and like you could just like construct the song in your head. You'll
guess,
never
yeah.
make it. It probably doesn't sound good if you try to make it, but
Yeah.
right. I don't know. That orchestral shit does sound pretty fire though.
It is. I used to like. I still love classical music. That shit like goes so hard. Some of that shit just like fucking slaps so fun. Like the fact that people were getting down to that,
turning up to fucking Beethoven.
dude. Yeah, Mozart's fucking 5-year-old ass just like jamming away on the piano, and people were just like, "This kid is insane." Like
He
that is
was.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
That what a time to be alive where you're like, do you want to go see Mozart? I'm 50. I'm about to die, and I've only heard it twice. So do you want to go hear it again?
You gonna
Like,
want? Do you want to watch
yeah.
this child play piano?
Yeah.
Like what kids go viral for on like America's Got Talent is like what Mozart was doing, but like better in
Oh,
like
yeah.
Germany or whatever, like years ago.
To go viral as a kid, you have to be either like incredibly talented and incredible, like amazing, like a fucking savant, or you have to eat absolute shit and embarrass yourself.
Yeah, you either have to like throw a ball
Like,
at your
ruin your
brother's
life.
head. Yeah. Have you seen
Bite
that
your
video?
brother's finger. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to like embarrass the shit out of a sibling, or you have to be like incredibly talented, or your parent
That
has to lie
sucks
about
so
you.
hard. That sucks so hard. If you're like the kid that goes viral because of something embarrassing, your life is ruined before you had a choice or you had
Yeah.
a chance.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this awesome video of like this kid. He's got like this like plastic like like it's a basketball, but it's like better. It's like thinner, so it's like more of like a dodgeball,
like
I
a
guess.
beach ball or something, sort of.
More like dodgeball, but like it's not so hard that like it hurts.
Gotcha.
But he has this fucking ball, and he just like, and he fucking nails his brother in the head, and his brother's just like, and that's the whole video. But this kid just like fucking winds up like a pitcher and just like,
Oh, dude.
Derek
throws it
Jeter on
directly
the
at his
fucking
brother's head.
mound, just to fucking.
You like unlocked a memory for me. My sisters used to play softball, and and softball pitchers are fucking hardcore. Have you ever seen a wind up softball pitcher?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
My cousin played softball all through like school, so yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
fucking terrifying, and like they like it's like, isn't it quicker than actually like traditional pitching? Like if you do it the way that a softball pitcher does,
Oh
it's
yeah.
fucking awful.
Yeah,
But I was on the receiving end of a pitch, and she hit me right in the eye, gave me a black eye.
No.
Are you watching the video right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna.
Hey,
send
you gotta
it to
send this to like the
Discord.
general chat.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta fucking absolutely show you guys this because this kid is like adorable. Just nailing his fucking brother on the head.
Oh, let me see this real quick. I gotta.
It's perfect. He has the form and everything.
Yeah, it's really fucking awesome.
Someone needs to edit that. Do those insane edits of like anime hair and shit.
That was
Yeah,
so
he's like
fucking
going
funny.
Super Saiyan.
God damn it! Oh, dude, I
Put
just
some music
remember, like,
behind that.
totally unrelated, but I just remember that one night in one of the spaces on Twitter, you talked about that video of the kid, nay before you get an ass whooping.
Nay, before you get a whooping. Nay, before you
I
get a
was-
whooping.
I was in fucking tears.
Yeah, that video rocks.
Oh my god, dude! Oh fuck, that
You
was so
fucking-
fucking funny.
Wait, did I post the video?
Like a
that
little
night?
automaton. He like does it.
No, I just immediately
Perfect.
Googled it. Like I immediately went on YouTube and looked it up because
Yeah, I love that he like fucking hits him a little bit, and he's like ah, and he gets up. And
fear in his eyes, just like
he's just
I hope. I
terrified.
really hope.
It's
I
like the
really
kid that
hope.
does that like shaking knees dance while crying, while just
Yeah.
fucking sobbing. And it's
Yeah.
like 40 people filming him.
He's doing like the. Have you seen the one where it's like the kid crying doing the Fortnite dance in the kitchen?
yeah. It's
I've
like
never seen
do the
that.
orange
What?
dance. Do the orange dance. He starts doing the orange justice.
Like fucking sobbing because it's like of course he like wants to do it, but now
There's like a
his parents
task
is, like,
manager in his brain.
it's like
And
making
it's like has
him
two
do it for like
programs
a
running.
camera. Oh
God.
man, I used to be
So
one of those
fucking great.
kids. I used to be one of those kids where my mom would be like, "Oh, do that thing. It's cute," and I'm like, "No."
Right.
I don't wanna
That's
do it.
terrifying. As soon as
just-
there's a camera on me before the age of like actually ever, if anyone's ever filming me now permanently without like my consent in any way, I lock up. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Vine was terrible. There were so many times in high school where someone was like, "Do it for the Vine," and they pull out their phone. And I'm like, please
I
don't
don't
put me
even-
on the internet.
I don't even know what I want to do.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
take me on. I just don't want this.
My mom kind of beat that out of me. No, my family does like a family picnic where it's like just a family reunion like every year. But they do a talent show and they like make you do a talent. Like that you
Oh,
have
God.
to do it. Like it doesn't matter how old you are. You have to get up and like fucking do something. And I cried my fucking ass off the first time I did it. But then
What's
every
wrong with
other
that?
year I like did it.
You cut out. What'd you say?
Oh, I like cried like really hard the first time I did it, but every other year I was like fine because my mom just kind of like made me get on stage, and then I like was I danced as a kid and did recitals as a kid too, and like loved being on stage. So I never had a problem being in front of people, but like there was a point when someone would put a camera on you and they're like, "Do this thing, you need to do it." It's like you're immediately like, "No, I don't want the fuck no."
Yeah.
Right.
It feels like you have a gun to your head when you're a kid. You're like,
Yeah.
this is the most threat I've ever been under.
oh,
My mom does that to me still. Like We were talking about my grandma. My grandma's passing away. She's like actively dying. But I had like made a joke about it to my mom, or like about like a conversation I had with my grandma to my mom, and my mom was like, "Oh, that is so funny." And then she like tried to tell my uncle about it, and my uncle's like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty funny." And she's like, "No, you have to have Clay tell it." And so my mom like this was like a couple months ago. She's like, "You need to record you telling that story and send it to your uncle." And I'm like, "No."
That's a waste of my time. That's a waste of
Can you
everyone's
imagine
time.
setting up a webcam and just doing a bit to it?
Yeah, it's like, why would I do?
Like just like
I
this,
mean,
like
this
you
is
just
what
sit in
this
front of
is.
your camera, yeah, and just like, so yeah, my mom told me you wanted to hear this story, so here you go. And just like rattle it off. again.
So here's the story that you wanted to hear.
If you just
I'm
and if
gonna
you, it
tell
would
it
be,
to you now.
it would have been so, it would be actually funnier if you did it. You were just like, yeah, sure, whatever, and you just did it fully deadpan, just no emotion in your voice. You're just like, yeah, so grandma's dying. That's pretty funny, right? like
You
just
gotta
whatever.
do it. I like the idea of you doing it like a 6 to 8 year old, and you're wearing a shirt that's way too small for you, and like shorts, and
I
you're
look like Winnie
stanced
the
up in the
Pooh.
you're stanced up in the middle of your
The
room,
propeller
long.
beanie.
Yeah, and you're like, so here's what I said.
My
So
mom told me I
here's the
had
joke.
to send you a video, and now I'm gonna do it for you.
and you're like going this the whole time. You're like, okay, so here's the joke. So
yeah,
here's
this swaying back and forth.
this way.
You know what? I do that when I do stand up.
Yeah,
I'll like stand up there and I'll like kind of just be like, yeah, so what about
It's like your heartbeat's fucking racing, so you gotta like put it somewhere. You're like, oh fuck, I gotta
yeah.
like.
So mirrors at the
walk.
buffet.
yeah, dude. Oh man, that's such an old. That used to be such a good joke. Oh,
It's a good joke. I'm not gonna
Dude.
lie. Like I should preface this by saying, last night or 2 nights ago, I was leaving work and Cave had posted a clip from Dude Absolutely,
Yeah.
which is that was such a funny clip. But I was like, I gotta like watch this because I thought it was just him at first. Like I thought he was the only guest, and then I saw you were on there too, and I was like, oh fuck it, might as well watch the whole thing. And I forget what it like. I don't know what it was exactly, but I was like, oh wait, does he have stand up like on YouTube? And I saw the 2 clips that they uploaded of you doing like an open mic. Or
Yeah. One was
thing.
an actual show, but yeah, there was the other one that was an open mic.
the I'm guessing the 5-minute one was the open mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that one first, and I heard the first time you did the buffet bit, I was like, that was that delivery was perfect. And then I watched the 12-minute one, and I was like, that was just as good. Like, I like both of those equally.
Dude, that 12-minute set was so funny because I knew I had to do it, but
Mhm.
my friend had a grad party that day. And it was like, this was like college, so he's leaving college for good. We're like getting fucked up, smoking weed and stuff. He's got a fucking kegger. Like, we're literally just like drinking and fucking smoking, and we're just like ripping. And I'm like wearing sunglasses at this party. And then I looked at the time and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go. And I like walked to the bar because it was like a couple blocks away from his house because I lived at like I went to college in like a very small like downtown area. And so I get to the bar and I walk in and I meet the guy who's the host, and I was just like, oh man, is it just fucking dark in here? He's like, you're wearing sunglasses. And I'm like, oh shit. And so I took them off, and then he's like, are you fucking high right now? And I'm like, and a little drunk. And he's like, oh dude, you have to do 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, I can do it. I'm fine. And so I like went and got like 2 more beers and just kept drinking. And then and this guy was like so worried because I think this was like the first time that he had given me 10 minutes like on a show.
Right.
And so he's like
man.
freaking out, thinking I'm gonna just go up and like be a fucking drunk idiot.
That's
But it worked
awesome,
out.
though. That's
You're
so
like a
funny because
subdued drunk.
you did that set pretty like really well for being drunk. I like couldn't tell. It's honestly it sounded
Loosens
the
you up.
same as well, yeah, but it sounded the same like as the first one in terms of like your cadence or whatever. Like you didn't miss a beat. I don't think. I'm sure.
Yeah, I
you
used to
probably
be
thought you
really
did, but-
confident.
I did see one of your stand-up bits. There was one where you were just like, you was probably. I mean, the one where you were drunk, you were like more subdued. But the other one I saw, you were like way more animated, and you were just up there, and you're like going.
Yeah, I think I was on Adderall still.
Let's go.
I need to take Adderall, man. I'm so bad. I'm really ADHD.
He needs it for the opposite reason. Like that. Like you take. Wait, do you have ADHD, Clay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then never mind. It's the same reason. All right.
They had me on 60 milligrams, which is like too many milligrams.
I've heard that's a shit ton.
Yeah, they told me because of my weight and like how fucked up I am, I needed more, and so I would just like take a shit ton of Adderall and and then drink a lot of caffeine, and then like also drink alcohol on top of that, which you're not supposed to do. And I like kind of drove myself insane.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm like scared of when it comes to like any prescribed medication that like changes your brain. It's just fucking losing it.
Yeah, it's like one of the most terrifying things in the world. I think is like slipping out of like your own mental stability. I had to like stop taking Adderall, and then I was like, oh, I should stop drinking too, and then I just didn't. But
I mean, it's one or the other. Like you can't. It's too much. You know, two things.
You need something.
Yeah.
I think having Adderall would be nice if I like had a to-do list. I would have to like work ahead of time. I'd have to like make a schedule, and I'd have to be like, you need to fucking follow this, and then I'd take some Adderall and then do it.
The hardest part is making the list without the Adderall, but then when you take the Adderall to make the list,
that's the only thing you do. You make a hella good list.
Yeah, or you like Google trench warfare in World War I.
You know what, actually, Skyler, I think that if you were to take Adderall, you would actually remember the entire bit list like from memory, and you'd be able to write it all out again. I think, I mean, you already told him, but that was like, it was like 400 bits that we had.
It was insane. We had so many bits, but a lot of them were just like all along the same vein of just being extremely cursed.
Yeah, like just super chaotic.
Just super chaotic.
I love that.
Never see it coming.
Concept, though. I mean, it is really
cold opens.
It is really solid. I wish I like wrote things like that.
There was like this cold open that we had where it was one of us came in and we would buy a bunch of prop teeth, and it would just be pouring out of our pockets of our like jacket or something, and there was just teeth spilling everywhere.
Yeah,
and it would just never be explained or anything. We'd be like, what the fuck's happening? And it would cut off, and we'd just go right to the podcast.
Yeah, it would cut. All the teeth are gone. We're just sitting at the table like, yeah, what's going on, guys?
Nothing's happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That rule's like super hard.
Or like one of my favorite ideas was that if we ever had a 2-camera setup where we do a shot, reverse shot, depending on who's speaking, we could do secret splices where we just change something. Like we put on more extra shirts until we just have layers and layers of shirts, or that we just, one of us gets more wet inexplicably. Like what if we have like a spray bottle and we just make them more wet over time?
I like the shirt one because it's like, that's so much effort to like in between each cut. Like I'd have to put on a whole new shirt, like on top of what I'm already wearing, and then just like get back into the exact same position.
Going. Yeah, and then keeping the conversation going in a way that like flows.
Yeah, it sounds natural. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard.
Yep.
That would be insanely difficult. You'd have to like almost write stuff out.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like we would have to plan the conversation entirely.
Yeah.
It would be like a wrestling match in a way. You know, there's a beginning, there's a climax, there's an end. So, yeah.
Still real to me, damn it.
It's still real
it's
to me,
anyone's
damn
game. I love wrestling. Even like, I don't watch it anymore. There was a short period of time when Goldberg came back and speared Brock Lesnar twice. That was the golden era for me of watching wrestling. But I love the concept of like, yeah, they're actually fighting each other, but we already know who's going to win.
I've been saying it for years. I want two things. I want wrestling to go fucking insane. I want to have like wrestling world where like people are fighting up a skyscraper or some shit.
Which already happened. Cool. We've discussed this. Like, it already happened.
I mean, yeah, we need more of it, is what I'm saying. Like,
do.
it's too much in the ring. I want like street fights. I want people to have like storylines, like it's fucking
Technically,
Street
again, that
Fighter.
already happened. Like you just
I
don't
want
watch it
clans
like
and shit.
actively.
I want
I guess.
people to bring fake guns into the ring. I want people
Yeah.
to get shot.
I want people to kayfabe die and then get resurrected by like Eastern gods or something.
I mean,
Let's
feel
do
like
it.
the
Let's just
Undertaker
throw
kinda
shit to the
did
wall.
that, right?
The Undertaker
yeah, that's
did do that, but it
Yeah.
wasn't by Eastern gods. It was just time.
It was
Like,
just time.
Right.
He just needed to,
Just-
like, he had an injury. He needed to be sidelined for a little bit, and then he just came back. They didn't explain it. They're like, "Oh shit, here comes the Undertaker. He's back."
Yeah.
Back
And the
from
other
dead.
thing is I want more sports to be fake.
I agree with that. I mean, the NFL does a pretty good job. I think the NBA
They're really
does
good
a
at
pretty
that.
good job too.
It's so funny too because like I've seen people talk on like Twitter about how like UFC is becoming way more like WWE now in terms of like they're just amping up the people's personalities instead of just being like, all right, here's a fight. Like they pay
what
way
people
more
wanna
attention.
see.
Yeah, exactly. They want drama, like more so than just who's going to get their fucking ass kicked. And I
That
don't
Conor
even.
yeah, 'cause
McGregor fight
I've-
where he broke his leg was fucking awesome.
That was the sickest injury I think I've ever seen. I really did
Oh.
like dislike Conor McGregor like just as a person. Like he's a good fighter. I'm not going to discredit him in any way. Like he's
a
an
great
amazing fighter.
His whiskey sucks, but you know.
I've never tried it. I wouldn't know.
Have you tried Snoop Dogg's wine?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is
haven't
it?
tried
I've
that.
never had it.
What
I've
about
also tried 50 Cent's cognac, and it's also pretty good.
as you can see here, I've tried it.
He looks so disapproving. Like I feel bad.
I think that's
looking
just
at
his
him.
face, though.
yeah.
Oh,
Man.
dude. Now that I'm
Keep
getting a
going.
look at it, now that I'm getting a look at that actual like cutout, it would be so funny if somebody slapped the like CEO name tag on it and like raised his arm and he's holding the like wad of cash from that one fucking meme.
Yeah.
It's just 50
Because
Cent
he's
like
in the suit. Yeah, that would be really that'd be really fucking good.
God damn.
You should just punch holes in it exactly where he was shot.
Bring it to a shooting range and put it on the thing. Have it send back and just like try and
Hit him
God
exactly where it was. Yeah.
You like take a picture of it.
forgot how
Just-
to hold a gun.
You take a picture of it and send it to him and you're like, I didn't forget.
yeah.
You survived.
One picture of just the bullet in his head. Just be like, I didn't miss.
He's got
Right
a
between the eyes.
bulletproof Yankee fitted. He rocks.
God.
I love
How-
50
how do you-
Cent. He's
How do you
evil.
get shot and then not live the rest of your life like the president of the United States? If I got shot, I would have an armored car.
Oh yeah.
I would have reinforced windows.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly, I met a guy who got shot recently at an open mic. He was doing stand up. And he was like, "Oh yeah, it doesn't really hurt." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "It doesn't really hurt. It just kind of burns a little bit, and then you kind of go into shock because you realize you got shot."
The adrenaline just keeps you from feeling anything besides the heat. Mainly.
It's literally that, and it like cauterizes itself as it goes through. The only reason you start bleeding is like depending on where it hits.
Right.
Actually, it's pretty incredible. If you have like a single gunshot and it's in like the abdomen or chest area and it doesn't hit anything vital, at this point with like medical technology, you have a very good chance of surviving still.
Yeah, as long as you
Which
don't
is
get
wild.
like a staph infection or anything, you're pretty solid.
Because like a single bullet, if you were like a cowboy, you're done.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You're done.
absolutely.
Well, to be fair, you're also getting shot with like a different kind of metal. They
That's
were
true.
using
It's like a
like
dirty
harder
coal
metals back
metal.
then. Yeah.
They like coughed on it like 40 times before they put it in their gun.
Yeah, and
Like-
it's like eating lead paint chips too.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah,
If
basically.
the gunshot doesn't kill you, you're not gonna have a good time. You're gonna be insane after the bullet goes through you.
Oh, yeah.
honestly, you can probably still survive, even if it does hit like a vital organ, as long as they get there soon enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, unless you get shot in the head, and even then you could survive. But I wouldn't want to survive getting shot in the head.
No,
If
definitely.
it went
neither.
through my brain, there's no fucking way I need that.
Take me out to pasture.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That reminds me, like, it's not even like remotely close, but have you ever watched that documentary? I think it's called like Golden Gate, of the people who have jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and survived.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's one guy
It's
who
morbid.
it is. Let me finish. There's a guy. There's one guy that interviewed who he was like the
I watched
moment
it hard.
I'm not gonna like do the voice because he is like severely disabled now because of it. But he's like, the second I jumped off that bridge, I instantly regretted it, and it's like, yeah, that's the exact same thing. Like if you got hit, like shot in the head, and like you lived, like that's the same life you're gonna live, like as that guy,
Yeah.
basically. And
Yeah.
I don't want that. I really don't.
But like, doesn't it suck to know that there's a level, like you have to like prepare to have that injury, because there's like, if you do survive that, do you think at the other end of the gate you'll be in a mental state to tell them that you want to die? You might
Right.
not even know. You'll just be like, I want to go eat ice cream and watch wrestling, and
That's
I want to do the
I mean,
things I
that's
already
like
was
why-
doing, but with assistance now.
yeah, with
that's why I
assistance.
would never try to kill myself. Is because I know with my luck, I'd get hit by a bus and then I'd live and I'd be like fucked up for the rest of my life. And I like if I can't do any of the things I want, like if I can't do stand up comedy, like it's over for me. I gotta like, might as well put me down if I'm like able bodied,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I totally.
That would
But,
suck so bad to be like in a
Yeah.
fucking wheelchair, just like fucking zipping around at someone else's will.
Right.
It would
Anyways,
suck.
off the really depressing topic, 50 Cent. Back to 50 Cent. So I remember. I think it was like 2018. My girlfriend and I went to LA for a vacation. Like we
Cracking my back.
went to because it was our 5-year anniversary. We were like, fuck it, we're gonna go like have fun. So we went to LA, San Francisco, and Anaheim because we went to Disneyland.
Oh, nice.
And it was a really cool trip. We didn't really do much other than Disneyland, like other than like going out to eat and just checking out restaurants and shit. But I remember like the day before we left, I remember. Do you know who Larry? Like who is Larry? Or
The cable guy.
yeah, him. No, but
Yeah,
on
Larry
Twitter,
King.
yeah.
If you
I
got
think
cucked
it's-
by Larry the cable guy, like if you fucked your girlfriend, would you kill yourself?
Yes,
I think I,
might.
would.
I might know who he is. I don't 100%.
his most recent at was who got PS5. But anyway, he I remember him he quote tweeted a video of 50 Cent doing an interview where he was just like, "Your lips, baby, your lips are so cute. I want to kiss them. I want to." Like he's just being like he's just harassing the lady interviewing him. And like the quote, like his caption was just like 50 a god or something like that. And I was just like, God damn. And I looked it up and I found like multiple interviews where he's like harassing the woman interviewing him. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
It's a Sigma grind set.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a fucking
exactly.
alpha male.
He's transcended. He truly is a Sigma. I think he really
Yeah.
is a Sigma. He was the first
Is-
Sigma in mainstream pop culture.
It was cool because like I met
That's why the
him.
bullets didn't kill him.
I met him when I first started like re-listening to 50 Cent music. He did
Oh,
like a
shit.
tour of like high V's in the Midwest.
Hmm.
And he was doing this thing. He was selling his cognac and whatnot.
Right.
And my mom makes candies and desserts. And so she wanted this cognac so she could like use it for like chocolate, like
Mhm.
truffles. But so we went and we met him, but my mom didn't know who 50 Cent was other than his appearance on the
In the
Colbert
club.
Show.
Oh, right. There you go.
And so we went and she said, "I loved you on Colbert." And he goes, "Oh, thank you." And he laughed. And then we took the picture with him and then we left. And I'm like, he's going to remember you forever.
As the
Because
only
you were
person to ever say, I loved you on Colbert. Yeah.
You're the only person to only know him from Colbert and tell him that that's why you loved him. It's like
I gotta
you've
like
never
watch
listened-
you gotta like go up to an actor and like list their most obscure movie and just be like, I loved you in that. It's the
It-
only thing I've ever seen you in.
That'd be like if I
funny
went
to
up to
just
Adam
do
Sandler and
talk
said,
shows.
right. It would be funny if I like went up to Adam Sandler and was like, dude, fucking Going Overboard is the best movie I've ever seen.
Mixed nuts,
crazy.
dude. Holy
Dude,
shit.
you and Mixed Nuts. Oh my god, dude. I honestly, I lost my mind.
As soon as he
watching
started
that.
doing that stupid voice, he was like, I was like, I fucking hate this man. I want to fucking strangle him.
I love Adam Sandler and I like a lot of the movies he does, but I can't stand that character that he does a lot.
The man child.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Well, man child, I guess, but like,
He's good when he plays like the funny straight man. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
as soon as he does that kind of shit, I fucking hate him.
Which
when
is
he's
why I
like
think
the wacky dude.
I think you would love the movie Funny People because he doesn't play that character at all. Like he plays, like
Yeah.
he does play the funny straight man. Like
he needs
his,
to like calm down.
his whole thing in that movie is that he's dying from cancer. Like, and he is just like
Hilarious.
doing a victory lap basically of like stand up. And it's got, like Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill and a couple other
Hey,
people.
man. We'll get to it one day.
We will.
If we record another one.
If I can find it in me to edit the last 3 episodes of that fucking series that we recorded, then we will eventually move on to that movie at some point. But
I think a part of me died with Mixed Nuts is the problem.
oh yeah, well no, because the
It was
last
so fucking boring.
one, but the last one that we did that we posted was Billy Madison, which was it's a beautiful movie. Like that is literally
Billy
like,
Madison.
rocks.
Actually, yeah,
That's a
there's a couple that those aren't up, but like I remember really enjoying Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison.
Yeah,
actually-
those movies rule.
Billy Madison was all right, but I have Happy Gilmore has a special place in my heart. I know you're going to dispute the Billy Madison claim.
Have you seen the his stand up on oh god, was he on Carson? Was he on Johnny Carson when he did stand up or was that Letterman? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen any of his old stand up. I've only ever seen of his stand up that I've
obnoxious.
seen. It was his Chris Farley tribute song. That's the only thing I've actually seen of his
Oh.
stand up.
That's not even like his good stand. He did
Right.
so he like his like stand up like before he was on SNL or like right when he was getting on SNL.
Mhm.
It was literally like watching if Pete Davidson was like good still. It was like it's like this kind of like young 20-something-year-old guy who's a little like uncomfortable on stage, but also like
Are you
there
cutting out
doing his
real
thing.
bad?
Oh man. Here, give me one sec.
Oh, there he goes.
All right, let's try it again.
One more time around the sun, baby.
But it's like if Pete Davidson was like good,
Yeah.
because it's like he's like a nervous young 20-something, and he's like doing like he's like doing this joke about like boobs, and it's like really funny, and it's just like he's doing a little bit of like that man child voice, but it's not because he's like trying to like do that character or anything. It's just like he looks genuinely like nervous.
Oh, like
if
it's
you're
a
like,
tick of his or
if
something.
he does it self-aware, like that's I feel like that's funny, right? It's the same thing as doing that like little toddler voice that
Yeah,
I did a little bit ago.
yeah.
But like, but if it's like his whole thing is that guy, it's like, that's not a real human. I can't, if I find that person in real life,
Strangle that person.
I want to
I'm
fight
going to
that
kill that
person.
person. I'm going to fight that
Exactly.
person.
He was awesome in Uncut Gems.
Imagine going to
though. That
McDonald's
movie
and
kicks
laying
ass.
out a guy who has like a speech impediment.
God.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Uncut Gems yet. That is the
dude.
last movie on the list. So like the premise, and I think I don't know if you were in the space when I was talking about it, but yeah. So we have a YouTube series called Into the Sandlerverse, and it's
Hell yes.
it's 30. I'm not watching every single fucking Sandler movie. It's just not happening. I can't do that.
No.
But we have 30 movies on the list, and we got through 5. Like
You have no conviction.
I have.
I would do
zero.
all of them.
I know.
I've been saying for years that we should go back and do the ones we missed and all that. I want to do it.
I mean, maybe once we like actually
I'm a
get through
glutton
this-
for pain.
these 30, then we can maybe do like a redux and like just go and fucking do it. But
It'd be nice to like revisit. I don't feel like I feel like I have a lot more. I mean, I'm not gonna gas myself up here and say I'm like funny, but I feel like I have a lot more like presence now doing this kind of stuff because I can like talk and like not be reasonably nervous or anything. But like I remember when first doing Overboard, I was just like going overboard. I was like fucking like, what am I gonna say?
right.
Something's happening. Do I know anything funny? I know nothing. My brain's empty. I'm scared.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
No, I get that for sure. Yeah, no, you definitely have a better presence now, and I think it comes from just doing the podcast. Like you're more comfortable on camera too, which I think the first like 2 episodes you were like, "What do I do? What do I do?" Like,
I'm always I'm a fidgety person, but like definitely if you watch like the first 2 podcasts, I'm like, I gotta move this. Really, I gotta like I'm putting my leg up. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
moving my mic a bunch.
see,
I was
that's why
doing this when I
still.
first held my mic. I was doing this when I talked.
Yeah, and it was
You,
like,
pissing
couldn't
me
hear
the
me.
fuck off because
Yeah,
I do all the editing for this shit, and so I would have like your audio levels would be so fucking up and down because you're just not you're holding your mic over here, and I can't properly like use that audio. It's fucking impossible.
I still do this.
You
But
do.
like I try to like hold it when I'm actually gonna talk
gotta,
and
like,
say
yeah,
something.
you gotta centralize it when you're actually talking. That was like because Cave and I started stand up relatively around the same time, as far as like talking in the microphones.
Yeah.
Like he started a couple months after me, but when he first got on, he would just like hold the mic. It would be like he'd like start talking into the microphone and then just like he'd like gesture with his hand and just like start moving around and you just like couldn't hear because then he'd bring it back and then it would be like him being like, yeah, so I like, and then you're like, wait, what the fuck was the what was
Dude,
the joke?
that was a sick like
Gotta talk with your left
that was a sick 60 seconds of comedy I heard from you, dude. Out of that type 5.
yeah. Right.
But yeah.
It doesn't help when
Fucking,
you're like
uh,
so animated when you want to talk.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's why you gotta sometimes like that's why with like for like podcasts like I have just a mic and a stand because like I want to be able to use my hands, and if I have to like sit here and hold it, I get kind of just like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets tired.
I had it in the thing to begin with, but then I felt weird. I felt like I was in a Zoom call and I was just like wait my turn.
Yeah.
Look at the camera.
Yeah, but the thing is too, you
It's
like
a lot more commanding.
you had a severe problem with hitting your microphone anytime you spoke with your hands. So it would be like just making my life miserable. But now it's like I do hear mic noise, like your fucking cable and shit hitting stuff, but like that's so much better than like so yeah, like every 10 seconds. Like it's just it was just fucking oh man. But yeah, anyways, yeah, you definitely. But like I appreciate Who Up because you guys do like a Discord call, like you guys are on video and just do not record it at like for any reason. You're just not happening.
Yeah, well, I tried to do it, but yeah, my computer just wouldn't. It can't run everything.
Mhm.
Like because I record all of our audio and then trying to record the video at the same time, my processors and everything just can't do it all.
Yeah.
So I was
I
just
get that.
like, I'm not gonna try and make anyone else do it. We'll just like not have video.
I feel that. What are you on?
What?
Well, like
Oh,
what
You're
kind
on
of
heroin.
computer?
You're on cocaine. No, sorry.
Right. Yeah. Right now I'm on 2 Red Bull. I do Adobe Audition. I pay way too much fucking money for it every year.
Gotcha. Or like what kind of computer? I guess I.
Oh, I use I have like a MacBook Pro.
Nice.
Which like it works for the most part, but like running Discord and like Audition and whatever other bullshit I got to pull up, like it gets difficult and doesn't want to run all the shit.
I get that. That's why I specifically do not use my laptop for anything, even though I have it. Like I got this, and I've said this on the podcast before, but since you haven't heard it,
Playing loud ass music outside.
I used to work at at an elementary school, and they had a like those like those big like those metal cabinets that would like hold laptops and shit that they would wheel around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they had one of those that was dedicated to all the old laptops and all the just like old tech that they were gonna get like recycled or whatever. Like they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Somebody from the district was gonna come pick it up and like dispose of it. And I told the lady, like the tech coordinator, like the IT lady at the school, like, yeah, I want to do IT. Let me, like if you guys need help in the IT department, like let me know. Like I'll do whatever I can. I'm more hands on. Like I'm better with like physical repairs than I am with like software. So whatever, what
Hear
if
that?
any of the laptops are like, you know,
He's hands on.
if I'm a hands-on kind of guy, okay, but
I'm a hand job kind of guy.
exactly.
I'm gonna visit him in March.
He is. But yeah, so she was like, okay, cool, yeah, definitely. And then after a couple days, she was like, hey, so we've got like this cart of old laptops. Like, if you want to look through it, if you want to take anything, you can. And I was like, okay, cool. And it was mostly Chromebooks and shit, like stuff that's not worth taking. Like, they're just pieces of shit. So I was just like,
Yeah.
nah.
Any
But I
school computer is just put through the ringer, man.
Yeah, basically. But I found this nice, like, I have it here, this HP. It's like from 2015 or something. But it's like this nice ass fucking like convertible laptop, like it's a 2-in-1 or whatever. So it's got a touch screen and shit.
Oh,
And,
sick.
Yeah. And I asked the lady, I'm like, whose is this? Like, can I, like, what? It had a sticky note on the like hand, like the fucking palm rest where it was like, spilled orange juice on it doesn't work. And I was like, I can fix her. I can absolutely fix her. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I brought it home. She was just like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, I don't give a shit. Like that was a teacher's laptop. So like, you know, definitely like if you want it, take it. Just make sure that
You're like
you know. What?
You're like the Silicon Valley version of the guy with like oil stains on his shirt in the garage with the beat up old sports car.
Yeah, it's like solidified solder stuck to my shirt, and I got like
Yeah,
fucking,
just like a Soylent drink that you had for lunch in
Yeah.
your shirt.
exactly my kombucha spilled
Yeah.
all over me.
Sexual harassment charges spilling out of your mailbox.
Yeah, summons, multiple court summons.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I
Warrant
got
for your
that.
arrest.
16 warrants. But she was just like, just make sure you clear off any data or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, no problem. So I brought it home. After like a month, I finally got into it because it uses like security screws instead of regular Phillips head screws. And I needed to go to a hardware store and like find this specific like bit basically. And I got this like is like a tech repair kit or whatever with like a few different micro screwdriver things.
And they're all
so-
magnetic or whatever, and you can.
Yeah, exactly. So I
know one of
finally
those guys.
they rock. I used to repair like iPhones and stuff, so I kind of have like
hell yeah.
a little knowledge of that. But so I finally got into it, and literally it was perfectly fine. It was just a little dusty. I just needed to like dust it out, clean it off with like rubbing alcohol, and then I took a closer look, and the port on the motherboard where the battery connects into was fried like completely. And
Oh no!
The OJ got to it. The juice.
it really did.
Another
the,
victim.
the juice ran loose on this fucking
The
port.
juice ran loose on it. One more
So-
victim. One more
so-
body.
If only
But-
he would have known.
If only. But the thing that sucked was like I had to wait. Like I had to go on fucking Amazon and get a new battery because it wasn't holding a charge. Like I had to
Right.
keep it on the charger permanently, basically. But like I got the battery. I got it only uses the like M.2 SSDs, so I got one of those. And
Yeah.
then I got a new keyboard for it because the one that it had was like some of the keys. It looked like the person who owned it before like took a knife and like tried to re-etch the letter into the key because it was so they were so worn out. It looked so bad and it felt terrible. Like whoever used it was like fucking like mashing on the keys.
That's
And
insane.
yeah, but now it actually like looks like a MacBook Pro. Like I got a black keyboard instead, so it like stands out, And
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but on the front of it, I put
Yeah,
the
I saw
Apple
the
sticker
sticker.
on it? Because
Yeah,
I
it
installed
rules.
Mac OS on it.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
That's too much effort.
It is. I sunk at least like 60 hours of my time into getting that.
You
shit
should have
working.
been here when he was doing it.
No, you shouldn't have because I wouldn't have been talking. I was dead silent for
You-
like a month straight, like
yeah, it
trying
was like
to
a
fix
lot of
this
dead
shit.
silence. And if he did say anything, it would have been like "fuck." Or it was like,
Yeah. Literally,
or he
like,
would
God
come-
fucking damn it, dude, not
or
again.
It would be like he would just like I would just let him go because like he's got to work through some stuff. But like, he'd be like
Absolutely.
on this fucking Hackintosh forum, this
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Yeah. Which I've spent, I mean, like I did that years ago on my desktop. I remember I installed Mac OS because that's what I like. When I really wanted to get into making music, I was like, I got to get Logic and I got to get Final Cut Pro
Oh yeah.
and all this shit. And I'm like, but I can't afford a Mac in any to any degree. I couldn't even get like one of the shittiest Mac Minis that existed. Like I did not have any money, so I
Yeah, and those fuckers are expensive, man. This piece of shit that I have right now is too much money.
Oh yeah, and how
Even
old
like
is
the
that?
worst Mac anything is like $800.
Pretty much. Well, actually, no. The newest Mac Mini that they just put out is only $600, and it's like actually a very competent machine. It's just like
don't pay your rent.
exactly. Yeah, I
Right.
could just tell my girlfriend like, "You're covering this month. Sorry, you just got to do what you got to do. You got to take one. For
Sorry, babe.
the team."
Take one for the team.
Sorry, babe. It's tech time. But yeah.
In
Anyways, yeah.
return, I'll
It was-
Photoshop you some memes.
It was
My new Mac OS.
It was fun though. Like it was definitely like a fun ride just because like I learned a lot more than I expected. Like when I did the first one back in like 2016, it was so like I already had all of the compatible parts I needed and like no like there was no setup. It was just like make the installer, install it, and it's done. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I had to worry about. But now it's like, oh, I got to edit this file. I have to find this
Isn't
line of code and change it, and like all this. It was just so fucking stupid. But I
Ugh.
finally got
Was
to
it
work.
worth it?
Yeah, but I just don't work. I don't use it. The last time I genuinely used this laptop was to type out the script for that video I want to make, and then also when I brought it back to Portland so we could do the podcast.
I mean,
Like,
like
in
I'm
person.
the same. I'm the same way with the thing that I sink into. We were talking earlier about Skyrim modding.
Mhm.
How I'll mod the shit out of Skyrim and then not play it. I'll just have it just in case I want to play it.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't sink 60 hours into and like multiple dozens of dollars into fixing a
That's true.
laptop that you're not going to use.
But granted, this is I think it was like a $1,600 or $1,700 laptop that I got for free, basically. And then also I
Yeah.
only put in like $250 to fix it, like in total.
Only.
That's not that bad though, compared to like what you would
Buying a
get
whole
just
new-
for buying the computer. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the bullshit. Like that's why they need like the right to repair, so you can just like
Service your own shit. Yeah.
service your own shit way easier. Yeah,
That's why. I mean,
Mac's
that's why
such
they
a
have it
bastard
though.
about that, or Apple is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Apple
that's the,
sucks about that. That's
Yeah, well,
the
I was gonna
reason
say-
though, so they can make more money.
right.
Exactly.
And Apple's
It's like
doing
how Disney like changes copyright laws.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Apple's doing everything they can to make sure that right to repair just goes the fuck away. Like it's so ridiculous.
You ever think about like there's probably some scientists or there's some people out there that have like technology ahead of the time that will never be released because some companies probably repressing it.
Yeah, that's
well,
like
that sucked
the
to think
Susan
about.
G. Coleman for the cure is doing that with cancer.
Right. And there's other like I don't know where I heard it. It was probably a podcast, but somebody was talking about how like big ass companies will find patents that are like getting approved and they'll just buy them from that person and then just throw them away because they're like,
Yep.
this is going to ruin our business. We don't want this, and we
Fucking
have enough money
awful.
to ruin your life, basically. And then they
Fucking
do it.
awful.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder how many. I like can only imagine how many times Apple's done that in the last year alone.
We would be
Oh,
in the
yeah.
year 2800 if it weren't for big companies.
We'd have
I know,
like
right?
flying cars and guns that we could kill people with.
Quicker.
More.
Now, wait,
people
hold on a
Yeah.
second.
faster.
Everyone would have their own personal nuke.
We'd have those laser guns from the Spider-Man animated series.
I wouldn't have to pee outside.
Just get teleported.
I
got
could finally
3D printed
pee in my
toilet.
house. Yeah.
Only
All
they
right.
let us 3D print toilets.
If everyone had a
All right.
3D printer, there'd be no more racism. We would just fix
That's
it.
true.
If
We
they
would
made the
just
filament
3D print it
free,
away.
dude. If only they made that plastic free, man.
Let me make an AR-15 on my 3D printer, and there'll be no more racism.
Wasn't there a lady that I forget who retweeted it, but somebody quote tweeted a mugshot of a girl who was arrested because she murdered somebody with the 3D printed pistol. I forget somebody. The quote was like, "Let her go. She did nothing wrong," because she was hot or something. I don't know.
It's real. Here, I don't know. I think 3D printing guns is cool. I could never do it, but I know that I
It's
know
fucking
people
rocks,
who
dude.
do 3D print like the legal parts.
Right? Yeah.
Because you can like, there's like certain parts that you can like. It's like there's legal parts you can 3D print, but then like you have to buy another thing because that's like got the serial number on it, and that's like how you can identify the gun or whatever.
Right. I get that.
I guess it makes sense.
All
I
right.
think it's cool to 3D print entire automatic pistols.
That would be sick. Just
I
well,
definitely don't.
There's
run a
Twitter
business
accounts
of
like
3D printed
dedicated
bump
to it where
stocks.
guys will post them. It's really sweet.
I'm not.
I mean, I'm
surprised.
sure they're really awesome as like a hobby if it's like altruistic, but like
If you could do me a
Yeah,
favor,
other than
don't
that, it's
pull
fucking
up and start.
terrifying.
if you could do me a
Yeah.
favor and just DM me that Twitter account real quick, that would be cool. I would
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
appreciate that. No. All right.
Your
So
IP address is being traced.
yeah. Thanks for coming on, dude. We've been going for
Oh,
like
yeah.
almost 2 hours now, and I know you got like
Oh,
mics to
yeah.
hit. So
All right.
let's.
Yeah, this was a good time, man. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. It's
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
you are definitely going to be boosting our numbers.
I didn't know who you are until.
No, you did
Like
because
now,
I've sent
basically.
like here's the thing.
Well, yeah,
here's,
you
like,
did send some things, but like I haven't talked to the guy.
Well,
Yeah.
no. And that's the thing. Like, I know people get like shit for that, for like screenshotting tweets and like sending them to their friends or whatever. But like, that's all I do all day. I just will scroll through my Twitter and I'll be like, this one made me like chuckle just a little bit, so I'm going to send it to the Facebook chat.
To be fair, you're only sending it to like me, who has like no Twitter presence. Like, what am I gonna do with this
That's true.
information?
That's you tweet once a month, maybe.
I tweet once a month, and it's just like an intrusive thought that I need out of my brain.
Are you a redhead? Maybe a cat? Hit me up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I forget the whole setup, but yeah, basically.
It was like, please DM me if you're a redhead.
Hates
Love
Mondays,
lasagna,
loves
hate
lasagna.
Mondays, being a cat is negotiable or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. What was the one? The most recent one you sent was like how fuck. Not, it wasn't because I know we have a bit that we haven't tweeted about. That's like it's like, hey, yeah, it's really nice to meet you. How defenseless are you right now?
Yeah, it's like on your walk home, do you pay attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you wearing headphones right now? Are you aware of
How
your
loud is the
surroundings?
podcast you're listening to right now?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Could you
You-
discern footsteps?
God
Did you hear the rustling in the bushes?
Hope not. But yeah, stuff like that.
How to gaslight a person to be paranoid for the rest of their fucking life.
Oh man. All right. But yeah, I realized I didn't do an intro, so let me just do let me do an intro real quick. It's gonna be so fucked
We got
because like
Clay here.
my whole background, like this whole setup I'm in right now, has gotten so much darker since we started. So it's gonna make no fucking sense. But I don't care. Welcome to episode 10 of the Chaotic Neutral Podcast. Today we've got Clay. You can find him at on Twitter at BitchRespecter.
Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
pretty much just did it for him, but yeah.
Yeah, but check out my podcast if you like terrible people,
Don't promote your podcast
Dude.
in our podcast.
terrible things.
No.
Yeah, check
Definitely.
out Who Up.
Yeah, check out Who Up on Patreon. Give him that fucking $1. Let
Yo,
my boy
true.
eat. My boy needs to eat, okay? My boys, because I know Cave's employed.
Yeah.
He can eat, but you and
Yeah.
Chris need that.
He and
needs more
Chris are
cognac
so
from 50
fucked,
Cent.
dude.
Wait, doesn't Chris do DoorDash though? Like every so often?
Yeah, whenever he needs to.
Yeah. Like when he needs to
Pay
buy
rent.
cigarettes, like he's just like, all right,
Yeah.
time to dash real quick.
I gotta buy weed. I'm just gonna go DoorDash for an hour.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it. If that's like what works for you, I guess.
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys are moving to New York, so you probably should like.
Oh,
Which
he's
is
got
so-
a lot more money saved than I do. I have like no
Oh, okay.
money at all. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I'm really bad at saving money, so I just assume nobody else saves money. So I just
Oh, yeah.
assumed he was like also like as broke as me, which, you know,
He
But,
lives broke so he can stay rich.
There you
I
go.
am broke so I'll never be rich.
that's the mindset to be in, brother.
That's
All right.
right.
That is actually kind of like a good thing to do, is just live really minimalistically so you can save a ton of fucking money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Anyways,
We really appreciate Clay for coming on. But yeah,
Yeah.
check out his stuff. Fucking, follow us on Twitter at CNeutralPod. I'm at TrashGod, TRVSHG0D, and Skylar is at the Soy Wojak, just
It's
has
the
its-
soy Wojak. Thank
That's what I just said. Shut the fuck up.
you. I am the
So
only one.
yeah. Peace.